Welcome everyone to another RGL cast. My name is Jared. I'm here with Space Coast to bring you guys Anglerfish versus Cozy Black. This is RGL Invite 6's Season 14, Week 3B, and not too many matches this week in terms of the scheduled ones, but we are going to go ahead and look back at some of the previous weeks we have missed. As you might have just realized, yes, I said Week 3B as we enter Week 4. You gotta catch up, got to get these matches underway before you reach the midway part of the season and we head on over to Stage 2. And now, both these teams got some matches under their belt. One, as you can see by the scores, has found much more success than the other. But, anything can happen. We've seen a lot of really close games between a variety of teams that maybe you wouldn't expect them to be as close. Plenty of, 2-1 games that have been almost upsets. We had an upset in and of itself last week, so anything can really happen when you put all the cards out on the table and try to collect as many wins as possible to get a really nice seed going into Week 2. And with Anglerfish as the underdogs, they gotta look for a win somewhere, and who knows, if they play their card right, maybe it'll be tonight. But Cozy, pretty hungry. They got a big match tomorrow up against Froyotech. I think the map, when I checked last night, the map was to be determined. I might be kicking myself for not rechecking the past couple minutes as we were waiting for the stream to get started. But still, it's okay. It's going to be product, so that's definitely going to be a nail-biter and going to be exciting to see. So definitely anticipating what's going to be happening over the next couple days. It's going to be on a little bit on the Cozy train. Going to see what they're capable of, especially with their new roster compared to what we saw earlier on in the season space. I'm pretty excited to see what we have in store for us tonight.
I'm pretty excited too. There has been some shakeup for the side at Cozy, and I'm excited too. I think it's I forget if we've seen Snake Ball already this season. At least I don't think I have tested it yet, but it's always nice to see, an old staple of the roster. And it's also, I'm expecting to see some shenanigans pulling out this match, especially from Catface. If Cozy Black immediately starts winning, and I do believe most people consider them the favorites. If they do immediately start winning, I might expect to see Engineer or Putis without maybe his team's consent.
Yeah, maybe the resident spy player coming up. But speaking of that, it's probably important to go with both the rosters, as there are roster changes for both these teams. Some temporary, some not so much. I'll go ahead and go over the Cozy rosters, since we just mentioned them. It is Catface and Kev on Scout, Trip and Psy on Soldier, Junie from Spy Kids, aka Dingo, on Demo, and May on Medic.
And for Anglerfish, we got the Great Mage and Ali on Scout, Ermphy Tank and Zia or Azaya on Soldier. We got Golden on Demo Man and Dagnon on Medic.
Yep, so I think for the side of Cozy Black, you saw some shuffles. You previously saw Kev on Demo and end up moving over to the Scout role, take, Dingo, shuffle him around, put him on Demo, taking up that slot. Same with the introduction of Psy onto the roster. Take a couple seasons off, but you can never really quit TF2. So coming back and ready to be a powerhouse and remind everyone what he's made of. For the side of Anglerfish, I think at least one of the replacements are more on the temporary side. I think Bacon was playing on Medic, at least for a little bit, for the side of Anglerfish, and I know that Tristan is temporarily gone for a couple weeks, so Ermphy Tank is taking up the roamer role until he is able to return. So, you got some roster changes all around, and then you can't even be like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen in comparison to how they usually play, because if you sift through the logs, these two teams don't play against each other. You only have so many days to, and there's already a decent amount of invite teams,
slots.
Right.
I think, I know Invite Highlighter's been like this for forever, but is Invite 6's the thing where it's just weeklies these days, or I do see people look for scrims occasionally in the channels, but if they're booking weeklies, then some teams might just never play each other up until matches.
Your player pool of teams that it's actually worth scrimming is so much smaller because there's very little above you and only kind of stuff below you, where there's a plethora of teams. So most of the time it's like a full-on weekly sort of deal. Maybe spare a day or two, where you try to keep things open and stuff like that. Obviously you got to replace some stuff when it's like, oh, we play these guys in a match this week. Maybe you don't want to weekly them on Tuesday like we normally do. We got to figure out something else, and then it's like, it can be kind of hard. For example, I think Froyotech is scrimming today. Probably had a weekly scrim today on a match they had this week, and had to refine a replacement and couldn't and failed to do so. So I think for the most part it's locked down. So this is probably one of the few times that we're ever going to see these two teams play against each other. But it is
Let me
a
ask you a
staple.
question.
It is a staple.
How many times? So Dingo and Sai have played with each other a fair amount of times, right?
A lot.
How
even
many
when I was
times
playing.
have they swapped classes mid-season?
Maybe
It's
like
been
once
a
or
couple.
twice.
It's been a couple. I
A
feel
couple
like.
of times.
They've done it a couple of times. I feel like
But,
it usually ends up with Dingo on Soldier in the end. But we are going live.
We are going live.
Yeah, we are going live. Get your predictions in now. But
I
excited
say
to see.
5-1 Cozy.
Yeah, I'm expecting a nice little 4-1. I'll say. I think it might be a little bit slow.
It is snake water after all, but we have arrived to the first mid so far. No one bombing right off the bat or trying to go behind. No one abusing any of the kitchen areas, so for now just feeling each other out, trying to get as much damage out as you can to soften someone up for the blow, but finally the soldier bomb's in. The side of Anglerfish is running across the point, trying to get May. They will succeed, but they've given up so much. The counter initiation from Trip right above them on top of the logs, draining down on them. It's just the great mage left alive, gets the final kill on the Trip with 1 HP, but will eventually die, so Cozy. They definitely saw that initiation and was able to put a plug into it very quickly, but not without a couple casualties themselves. So no Uber for them, and Anglerfish can take solace that, you know, at least they have some sort of healed advantage to poke around in lobby. Maybe, you know, if they're daring, poke into 2, but even if they don't, at least they get to hold on to last in a stalemate scenario and aren't immediately down around.
Yeah, you know, they might not have won the mid, but they definitely they got their man, and that's what's important. Yeah, especially if you're going against the underdog. Sometimes just the fact that you're not, you know, getting immediately owned on mid, and you can actually settle in for the last hold, get your Uber, and get your gun set up. But the new config and only 4-minute timer, it's much more effective to just kind of like get the net at mid and kind of post back and chill.
Yeah. A lot of people will criticize, like, oh, you should play to win, you shouldn't play not to lose, because then you'll just, you know, eventually you'll screw up and you will lose. You need, like, put the pedal to the metal, really try to, like, win. But I feel like for probably one of the first times that these teams have ever played against each other, it's not that bad of an idea to play at least a little bit conservative and don't go, you know, balls to the wall crazy. Just feel them out.
Yeah, exactly. Feel them out, see what they do.
Every round and every situation you find yourself in is, you know, new knowledge and like, oh, this team likes to play this way, or at least you're reminded of it. And then you can use that as a tool to, like, try to create counter strats or whatever, or find
and
little,
you can also
you know,
bait them into the stakes
cracks
as well.
in the armor. Yeah, so I think it makes sense to just, like, let's just kill their medic, and we'll use the knowledge of how they, you know, what they're doing on mid for the future mids.
They've done a good job killing time, as pretty much nothing has happened. There was a little bit of spam. There's a little bit of spam on the gun from drop down, but you see a soldier in the skybox. Hopefully you're gonna go back to spawn. Well, we're trying to get some gun spam, but the gun is in like the power spot, and Dingo's actually taking a bit of damage. He's gonna end up backing up, and they're gonna get a soldier kill. That's a good start there from the mid-range spam.
Yep,
Yeah,
less spam when we're trying to get the gun down.
And that also means that they can get this gun, get a sack, do all kinds of things. But the
sniper though.
Yeah, the sniper, and also Anglerfish doing a very good job blocking at the shutter. The shutter didn't work out so well. Now they're gonna have to peek into the demo man and see how that goes. And Kev immediately eats a pipe, and the soldiers back to square one. That's already been 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is probably the map that I see teams struggle the most to actually try to break. Even
stalemates
maps,
are just last in general.
Like for this map on last, like I think
I'm just saying there's like getting kills in neutral time, and there's also just like pushing last at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just mean like trying to break, like get through the gun and like get through the you know.
It's this in process. The process gun is also kind of impossible sometimes.
At least with process, you can look and see where the gun is and be like, oh, the gun's like a little bit to the right, so let's do stuff left, and then we could.
Yeah, and there's like 5 doors.
Or then like vice versa, or if it's centralized, then it's way easier to spam. But see, there you go. But they had to give up so much for it. Like, yay, we got the gun, let's go. Oh wait, we're down 2 and May got 4th. It's stuff like that. So you're gonna have to expend your Uber there on accident to make sure you don't accidentally drop it back and up to 2. And no, not bad for the side of Anglerfish, holding on strong. Push came to shove for the side of Cozy and gave up a little too much. But what will Anglerfish do? They have the opportunity to try to steamroll this from 2 to maybe even mid if they execute it really well, and that's the route they're going for. But Golden's initiating he gets okay.
They get Dingo. That's a good pick with that.
He messed up his first jump while he was Ubered, and I thought, oh, that Uber's ruined. But I guess Dingo kind of thought he was safe. Mind the cafe sniper though, really deep in no man's land.
Oh, both soldiers bombing and absolutely nuking on the shed. Red team, they're still trying to push in. Trip is gonna fall, so they're gonna be traded down. They're only 3 up, and they're don't have Uber quite yet, so they definitely have an opportunity. Nice air shot by Sai. Oh, Sai!
Oh my God!
Sai is a wall, and you cannot cross that. He's going back in. He's gonna actually take the solo Uber. It's a vintage like 2014 pocket solo Uber.
Yeah, I think they completely forgot about the disadder. At least Gold did. Maybe they knew of it, but didn't know exactly when it was going to happen. They thought maybe he had like
Well, they
a
were
little bit
3
more
down.
time, but yeah, I mean the timing of the Uber, like they were unprepared for it completely. At least Golden was. So not gonna have a demo there means a free second reclaimed. A nice kill by the side of Catface. I think Urpy was behind. Yeah, just ran behind while the Uber was happening. So gonna be down 1 or 2 for the moment. But people had to run back from the side of Cozy, so it's kind of hard to drive this. You could try, but you're not gonna have the full team your side jumping in. Able to trade for the Great Mage, but respawners are in favor of the red team. So push comes to shove. Urpy is going to respawn. Blue team realizes that yeah, they got their Uber as well. We still need to get at least people healed up from what they were doing to, you know, kill people behind. So holding on to, not poking and prodding anymore. And Anglerfish not looking to go on the move. Makes sense. The ad wasn't that big. It was only like what, 30%. Kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Just want to play chill.
Did Dingo switch to lock unload, or was he on it the whole time? Because if Dingo's on lock unload, he might actually be on it just to spam the gun. Also, like you could also
did he even die? Oh no, he did die. He died once.
Yeah, he died during the Uber, so I could see it actually. Also, this map you can spam from like across the map with the pipes.
The big thing about lock and load in this position is it's very good to actually like I'm gonna do my job and hold the door with stickies, but then actually fight people in this wide doorway on the left side from the attack
perspective. Catface on sniper, gonna get gold and not expecting the sniper, and hits his first shot, and now he has
Indignant's weak too. 50 HP, has to back up. No one's getting healed quite yet because of the positioning, so they actually get a lot of room to just kind of poke and prod the door here. Some spam is finally coming in. They're trying to double spam the gun. It will eventually go down, but there's some spam coming from the side of Urpy, who gives up his life to try to defend the doorway.
Trip might be caught out. They're not careful. He's gonna get it, Bo. Trip is so hurt, but they get the drop.
Hits the shot from, I think, lower, and actually no Uber available. That's going to be a free one from the side of Cozy as they're trying to chase down any kill they can. Not be able to get too much. They finally will be able to get with the Red Soldier, but giving up one of their own, but it doesn't matter. They've done too much damage before, and will finally be able to get the first round under their grasp. 1-0 in favor of Cozy Black.
Yeah, they just managed to, like, get through the doorway. The spam onto the spam classes from the red team was good enough that they couldn't spam them out of the doorway. And very good job there, giving Kev the space to actually hit that headshot.
Oh, Golden's lagging. Oh man, Golden. I think he's okay now. It's just intermittent. If that triggers it like the wrong time, that could be really disastrous. But for now, it seems like it's going to be a bit of normal mid. High bomb immediately from a cow.
Double high bomb
from the side of Cozy. Over in the same area, but not in the same spot. Immediately onto the soldier, able to take him out. Golden falling
so
as well.
hurt and he lives. He gets the pack.
Red team, they don't have the counter initiation for this. They're all on the back sides on a rampage right now. He gets another one. The Great Mage is dead. The counter initiation from the side of the Anglerfish was not there. There was nothing that made Cozy need to turn their heads. So that plus Psy being a monstrous player just locks in and cleans up 4 of them as a whole. They're on the chase for more. They might be able to get Psy and they will finally be able to claim revenge on him, but the damage has already been done. They've gotten so much ground. At least, you know, they can buy some time because the capture for second has not come away yet. And they've already given up 1. Psy still trying to hold down the fort. Almost takes down one of the Anglerfish scouts. But for now, things will settle. The dust will fall down to the floor. No funny classes coming from a respawning Psy, because we are finally entering another stalemate. But the bomb comes in, the off timing, gun not up yet. Only 1 rocket connects. Trip will not quite find the mark as much as he needs to. And we'll see what Anglerfish have in store for counter-sacks or an upcoming defense.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but they're going to get their gun, get everything settled up. So we've seen them in this situation before. They just, you know, one last hold was pretty good, and the other one they lost on last. So I guess 50-50 so far. And they're going to slowly make their way in the lobby, not really too much going on, as they're actually going to peek the right side and see if they can do the same strategy they did last time. They're going to need a lot of spam, and actually there's a Devilman flying in here. But they're going to end up trading Scout for Trip, and overall, it's just going to back up.
You can kind of spam the gun, at least a little bit. Like, sure, you're down a soldier, but, I mean, that's permanent damage for the next, like, what, 10 seconds? And he's got to roll out.
Dingo's pipes do, like, 130 to the gun or something like that.
Yeah, it's like 120. It's pretty strong. He's just in drop down, unafraid. But
he's been doing that a couple times. Dingo has no fear.
But no damage on the gun. The remaining players from the side of Anglerfish did a pretty good job to make sure that they were forced to, you know, shoot the players rather than the gun. Gave enough time for their engineer to respawn, so they are all ready to go back, resetting the defenses. That's just time off the clock. Cozy are completely out of lobby for a moment, just trying to figure out how they want to approach this, because time's passed. They have not really found a successful way to actually break into this last stalemate scenario. Last time it resulted in them dropping 2 and getting forced, so they got to go back to the drawing board at least in some fashion. immediately as they try to poke and prod, Catface eats a little bit of damage, have to reset. They're poking through lower, doing a lot of damage on Desire. Dropped to half HP, but no damage out of the gun for now. They've just traded XP from the soldiers, but not really getting their actual target. Eventually, might wonder, like, you know, do you just go back to the sniper that granted you the picks before? Do you have a scout run in to tank the gun that allows a soldier to bomb in and not have to, like, get tracked midair, you know, so he can land on the medic?
2024.
Well, no, just like, I mean, I've seen, oh, Dingo, careful. Really weak, 15 HP and drop down. They do get the gun. They gave up with some HP for it. They did some to Ernfy, but
there's a medic crouching inside the dispenser.
You gotta go fast while this
honestly,
I
respect the grind on just the medic. Oh, Ernfy gets nuked by Dingo, so Dingo getting opening pick. That's gonna be a good start as Dagnut's hurt too, but they're gonna try to get the gun again, but the level 1 seems to be stopping them pretty hard. Zium is they're gonna get forced to Uber, so Ubers are gonna be exchanged here, but they gotta be careful. Dingo's hurt post Uber. He's not even getting healed, he's just gonna die to spam.
Yeah, they're kind of crumbling at least a little bit. Cozy, they have an opportunity here, only 2 left alive. Earn to respawn. They gotta hit the cap now before more people will arrive, and they will indeed hit the mark. Dingo doing a lot of work there, just walking through Shutter, 2-piping the soldier, a 3rd pipe onto the medic hiding inside the dispenser. They're dropping to 50 HP, and then the thing that forced him was a sticky as well. They are not controlling the domain from Cozy at all right now. They got to put way more focus onto him. He's at the bottom, like the demos are at the bottom of the scoreboard, but it doesn't even like matter. It's just, you know, all it takes is one moment. You can, you know, have the fate of the game in the palm of your hands as we're on to our 3rd mid.
The difference in this match so far seems to be definitely like individual big plays from the side of Cozy, specifically Sai and Dingo, which makes sense. Those are 2 players who just kind of like swapped classes and they're both popping off their respective classes. And there goes Golden. That was a lock and load movement if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, honestly, Snakewater is not a bad lock and load map, and Dingo's definitely Junie from Spy Kids. He's definitely showing the world why right now, at least reminding them if they didn't already know. But only a slight player advantage from the side of Cozy will cause Anglerfish to go ahead and back up. Ernfy going for the mid block. Soldier versus Scout, buying some time. Nice rug on a Catface. Will cause Trip to have to go back up and help. But no, the 180 takes him down. Tries to hit a direct onto Catface, baits a couple rockets out, hit a nice one on him. They're both doing it. This mid-cap still isn't going down, and oh, Great Mace tried to push into the combo, but will eventually die to a trap from Junie. As you know, this mid-cap will finally eventually go the way of the blue team. Ernfy dying as well, and they're still locking down the bats here pretty well from the side of Cozy. So they got 2 kills. Still maintained the Uber, still maintained the control so they can get the cap through it now. And honestly, now's the time to sack while there's still no gun. You know, push and poke, get these doors open. They're at the shutter, they're at the left-hand side door as well, at least a little bit. Now they're rotating over more towards the right and lower. As still no gun, and now's your moment. The gun was a thing you were spamming down for ages. Trip has finally made its way through, but it didn't commit. He just jumped through and didn't go for the high bomb, so it just is a
massive rockets from side though.
Yeah, I mean, did a lot of damage, but they sacrificed both their soldiers for it. So with no spam besides, you know, spam coming from Junie, he's got to put all the work in. But
Dingoes.
Golden! Why did Golden leave the charge?
And Kev just wins a 1v1 in lower.
They let Golden lead the charge, and he just walked into a meat grinder, so no Doman available from the side of the red team. And no,
they drop
the Great Mace gets dropped. He gets a lock and loaded from across the map and isn't saved in time. But May drops the disrespect. Didn't want to use. Oh no.
He did use.
I think did use, but at the tail end, I don't know.
I think he took off Uber to Cab.
Okay, that makes sense then. I was like, he definitely was. That was not a full Uber.
Yeah, well, I mean, it worked. Also,
thrown for a loop.
I've seen already like 3 just horrible lock and load moments. That weapon upsets me on like a primal level. Just like Golden peeked a core into an instant 100 damage from the lock and load, and then just like 2 stickies killed him. Like it's just not fair.
If your aim is actually good, it just increases the range at which you can actually like fight someone and have it be reliably a chance of hitting. But
I did say there was some
mid, you called it. The first shot on a Golden as well. That's a surprise shot, and immediately the floodgates open. You know, they try to rush the sniper. That's the right play to get the sniper out of the equation. Nice surf from Junie.
Wait, think you killed him with the sticky jump. I just saw that back on the stream.
Yeah, a little bit of finesse there.
The soldier ran.
Gotta add some style points there.
Yeah, that was exactly how it meant to be.
Honestly, the fact that the demo was the first kill really did a lot of work there for the side of Catface.
Yeah, that's the shot you want to hit.
Yeah, Because even though the right play is, yeah, you got to do some sort of aggression to like let the sniper not play the game. They killed him, but there's not enough gas in the tank for them to get too much more than just like what, 2 frags.
Yeah.
So they're already dead to rights there in terms of that mid. But full ad for the side of Cozy. Going through lower, they see a red soldier a little bit too close and are able to collect that frag. No gun. Sai is going to die over on the side of the flank, but it brings people over to the cap, but not actually getting on top of it. Almost get the kill onto one of the soldiers, but actually will now finally get on top of the cap. A lot of damage. Red health players across the board.
Lock him up. Dingo just hit 3 lock of those pipes in a row.
3 in a row, collecting 2 frags, and that's going to be the thing. 4. That seals the deal. This is an MVP in the making. He is making this match last as short as he possibly can. On a 5 streak right now for that round is, you know, this might be the round that seals the deal if he can put the work in and close it out for his team. But you can't count Anglerfish out yet. You know, they're mids. They haven't been able to win any of them, but they are putting in the work to at least get a couple frags. Just got to make a couple tweaks here and there. But if they don't get those tweaks underway, it'll be dire straits for them on their own last. So we'll see what they have in store this time.
Why did they make a demo blade weapon that has better range and is easier to aim? Oh, he's hit already 2 walkable pipes on the.
They said for years.
He hit 3.
They said for years, please give Demo a Glock. I think this is
about
the closest we're going to get. This is the Glock. But Cozy, they are on crits right now. They want to keep the ball rolling. They want to fight this 44 for the side of Anglerfish, but they don't know what's in store. They're charging up. Sticky flies. They're already gone.
Oh wait, he has one long-range crit sticky.
Though. They heard the sticky. Golden will be the sacrificial lamb. And no, they can't. Golden just jumps out. There's no hit scan there with that chase, so crits used. No longer surprise factor in a full ad for the side of Anglerfish as well. They don't have their full squad. Ernfy is rolling out, so it is a 5v6 if they immediately start to go, and it seems like they are not wanting to wait. They're just immediately trying to push the flank. Oh, maybe a little bit weak, but it might not matter. Actually, no. They're going through lower. Mindful of kitchen. There's 2 people in there. Don't want to get flanked. They haven't used yet. Golden's taking so much damage.
It's literally locked
in the corner. Yeah, they use Trip really weak behind, has to wait for some sort of arrow. Everyone just scattering from the side of Cozy, and they're posed like they want to fight this. They're at 95%. They have the crits running through kitchen. Beware. They're trying to stuff them best they can. Golden's trying to hold down the fort. They're just indoors, and this is actually doing a lot of damage. Golden runing forward, wants to kill Junie, is successful. Actually, Junie killing himself. This crit is available. If the scout crits Kev trying to kill Demo will succeed, but they're on top of the side of Anglerfish, or they're right under the side of Anglerfish. They just fall down from the high ground, wipe them completely.
Oh, Trip's getting MG'd in spawn.
Yeah, maybe a bit too ambitious there. It's like the crit surprise factor is the main thing, so the second use of the crits is always going to be worse, but that was definitely not how Cozy wanted it to go. So the chase is on, Trip barely escaping.
Trip actually lived there. That was impressive. Yeah. Trip like just kind of bumbled at a forward spawn, and he ended up like taking a series of 1v1s, and actually like he won one of them, and he didn't lose the other ones. He actually kind of waddled out, and that was very good play by Trip there to salvage an otherwise very unfortunate situation.
Anglerfish, they get their first last push. Got the sniper, got the engineer on the field. We'll see what they have in store. They're taking a lot of damage though. 2 players at red HP. Got to heal up, and that's just buying more time for this crits that May is staying on. This could be a post-Uber crits that we see as they go in. They take down the level 1 just barely, trying to chase their way in the dingo, reset blinds, and trying to bring soldiers over. Great Mage giving up a lot of HP to bait the cap. Yeah, Sai's on shotgun. He is in his you know, classic Sai arrow, and that is a last push that resulted in no deaths.
Are they still on crits? Yep. I hear the crits. They get the demo man.
Golden's the first drop, then Ernby tank. Trip gonna be the sacrificial lamb there, and the rockets come out, but no one is left to be seen. The Anglerfish have completely scattered out from Saw and lower, but Great Mage was lingering. Will eventually die to the side of Sai as, you know, is this even going to be ad? I don't think this, I mean, you have invulnerability ad, I guess.
Yeah.
But, if you don't flash
someone...
If they
build it really hard, it might actually, I don't know if they're building hard enough. They might just try to dry this. They are kind of,
either way.
They're backing up, okay.
Yeah, either way, red team has invulnerability at, even if it's like, oh, I don't know if like they might get crits at the same time. It doesn't matter. You just, you know, get it in and go.
I mean, at the same token, the crits players could be like, just kill them and lol.
Yeah, true. There's also just, if you know, you have to be careful with your family Ubers because you can you know, kill an unflashed player. But they're working their way through.
People are getting
to snipe the
damage.
Trip's gonna fall in grass.
Trip's gonna fall. Sai's bombing. He's actually gonna get the force.
10 HP. 10 HP, you know.
Oh, Dingo's caught out too. This could actually be a round if Cozy isn't careful. They're gonna have to back up the last. And we all Red streaming in the last cafes. It's a Kev crits. Kev, did he get the crit?
Frag video in the making?
But there's just not enough people. He doesn't have enough bullets to shoot.
soldiers though, they're coming
Oh wait,
in hot.
they're gonna get around. They got around.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, crits, you know, it can be nice. I can have some solid plays, but it is very easily worked around, you know, if you're experienced enough with it. And Anglerfish, they seemed like they knew what to do. And it worked out in their favor. They're able to get themselves around, but, you know, they're still back to the drawing board when it comes to the mids that have not really worked out in their favor. The last mid is the best that ever looked for them, and it got, you know, it still wasn't even a victory. So they're on the up and up, but all it takes is one fell swoop, and Cozy could end this match right here and now.
This is exactly where Anglerfish wants them. You know, lure them into a false sense of security only to actually start playing the game.
Oh,
and there goes the medic. Oh,
yeah. No,
unfortunate.
not really prepared
It's the
to
Great
counter
Mage
initiate.
and a couple other people versus the universe, and they're actually gonna back up, just try to preserve their lives. But this is gonna be full. Let's see, are they on Uber? They have gone back to Uber. The crits did not work, so yep. They understood that, you know, crits might have been suboptimal, so back to Uber we go.
They're ready to seal the deal. Honestly, Anglerfish have not done the best job at making sure they can counter initiate. I think so far the aggression from the side of Cozy is not, like, the combo hasn't been distracted by, like, really anyone at all, so their focus fire is pretty on point, and that's why Anglerfish is just melting, because they're all shooting the same thing, you know, without any hesitation. But full app, this could seal the deal here, depending on the execution of it. Trip took a lot of damage before the Uber went off and will not even be at, he'll just basically be at half HP the entire time. Doesn't get a flash in, finally gets a flash in, able to get the gun. They took this over this left-hand side, but did not actually collect any kills onto the side of Anglerfish. They won't have a red Uber to use anytime soon, but peeking over the cap, bomb coming in from both the soldiers, bobbing Degna up in the air, a couple players dropping both sides, explosive
Good
flashes
fight from Golden.
all over the field, still only at 60%, so they won't even be able to have this for a long, long, long.
Golden's 20 HP, needs help.
Yeah, needs an arrow, we'll take
It's
it.
a
I
fight.
think, yeah, Cozy have realized that the way they used that Uber, where they only got ground and didn't get any kills at all, they didn't get to tease cap either, because they just, the farthest they went is the, like, the defending team's truck. Like, that's not going to be enough room for you to actually get a serious advantage, so they just traded lives. You know, attrition is favoring the red team, and they're on the chase now with this Uber. Golden bombing in. There's a cat face play. He's just, okay, cat face one. Cat face one. They did not
there
cover.
he goes. Yeah.
They did, oh, no, Great Mage is there, but it's,
Oh wait, the Trip is behind too.
yeah, they both went from Cheese, and they did not. No one lingered in lobby to block Cheese. They were like, we're Ubering with our demo. Let's go full send, and that can happen sometimes. You know, you're all about, like, we're gonna Uber, we're gonna chase, we're gonna, like, triple bomb, and then you're double bomb at least. The soldier's watching lower maybe, but who's watching Cheese? And that seals the deal. So.
I feel like Snakewater is one of the easier maps to back cap, honestly. I just noticed it happens on that map a bit often.
It is, I think, not fully, but I think partially when people started to do, like, alright, Ubers that come out of lobby into 2 are demo bombs. It was like, okay, well, that just means that all you need to do to back cap is 2v1
You just walk
through
under the Uber.
Well, no, you just 2v1 through Cheese, because there's no stickies that, like, insta-kill someone or anything, right? So even if there's a lobby lingerer, you just 2v1 them and kill them.
Yeah. I mean, I also think that people also take Snakewater last because it's, like, deceptively, like, you can kind of see most of the doors from, like, one spot, but it's all, by the same token, it's also, like, there's a lot of little silly hiding spots you can go to. People hide and drop that. All kinds of stuff like that. But overall, pretty dominant victory for the side of Cozy, which, you know, some people might have expected, but Anglerfish did get their round, so they got their one.
If you think about it, it could be worse. You know, you got a team. Honestly, Cozy is looking like, especially, I mean, we haven't really seen them, like, play the like top teams quite yet, and in, like, an official match setting with their new roster, you only really have scrims. They're looking like a team that can potentially work their way into grand finals. So the fact that you get a round off them, I mean, you can't be too, you know, unhappy about that, especially with every round kind of counting for seeds and stuff. You might get a nice little matchup in the, you know, the second phase of the game. Make sure you get of the season, make sure you get a favorable matchup for you. It's always nice. Every little, you know, round matters. I still vividly remember a season where I missed playoffs by 3 rounds, so I will never not emphasize the importance of little rounds here and there.
I definitely, if you're one of those bubble teams, it is super important because there's the teams that expect to make it to the place, and then there's the teams that, like, are fighting for the bubble spot. And if you're one of those bubble teams, it definitely matters. If you're one of the top 3 teams, it doesn't really matter that much because it's just all about the matchup for to actually hit playoffs, you know. But for some teams, it is very important. That is a good point. Also, Trip, the only player on Cozy to go negative other than May. Very sad.
Is Romer
Yeah,
sacrificial
he did
lamb
it.
gotta
He
go
was
in
doing
for all
his
those
job.
forces?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just
Everyone
the
else
way
was
of the road.
everyone else was running around just patting their KDs, but Trip was out there making sure they got the dub.
And the duality of Romer you see on the side of Anglerfish, the one that was able to clean up the most kills was actually Infantry Tank. So that's just how it goes sometimes. But honestly, I'm kind of if you ignore the kills and just kind of look at the damage, it looks like it should be a like a much closer game.
Yeah,
because the difference
it's so
between
stalemate, I think.
Yeah, but I guess that kind of push comes to shove, like even if you're doing the same amount of damage, the ability to focus fire or the ability not to be able to will make or break your ability to actually get these kills and then just go off the numbers. And I think the greatest example of that is what we were highlighting in the mids. Early is what we were mentioning about, like, when Anglerfish ran forward due to whatever reason, like across mid, there was always someone on high ground that would just be like above them. Like Trip would just land on top of them and be like, "Oh, who do we shoot? Like the guy, like we wanted to kill this demo, but now there's stuff on our demo. Like, what do we do?"
Yeah.
The side of Cozy, whenever they went forward with the double bomb, there was like no one on Anglerfish tying up the combo. I wasn't keeping track of where their soldiers were going or like what I think the Gray Mage is on flank, what he was like going for. But it seemed like everyone on Anglerfish like was either all defensive or all aggressive. There was no in between. Yeah. So it made focus firing like not a problem for Cozy. There was nothing to like distract them. And I think that's how what this log kind of shows.
Now that I think about it, I remember Beatty once said in an interview he did that soldiers should think of their KDs as reversed. So if anything, Trip actually went 16 and 9. And that's
let's go Trip.
Yeah, let's go Trip. Good job.
Number one roamer.
Number one roamer indeed. But have anything else on the docket? Do we have anything? You said it's a slow week, so I don't know if we have anything other than.
It's slow in terms of matches that were scheduled because both teams only play like one opponent. But tomorrow is Froyo versus Cozy.
Okay, ooh, that's a big deal.
So that is one of probably top 3 matchups this season. Definitely. On paper.
Oh yeah, on paper,
like for sure. So like you definitely don't want to miss it. It's probably going to be a very good indication of the new Cozy roster's actual skill level. Like tangible, and then we'll obviously get more of that and we enter phase 2, but it'll be a nice sneak peek, and it'll probably affect seeds as well, considering. So you definitely don't want to miss it. It is tomorrow, normal time, 11 EST, etc, etc. Besides that, yeah, that'll be the end of the week, so there's nothing much more other than the week cycling again, and then Highlander's still going on. I actually don't remember if there's a break in between week 2 or not. Either way,
is there a break? Because usually breaks happen on holidays, but
well,
I don't know if there's a break.
I don't know.
Like for Christmas or like some other holiday, sometimes they'll have that like random break mid-season, but I don't know if.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do like makeup weeks, or for rescheduling. But I don't know if they did that this season or not.
Not for I don't think for Highlander, but maybe for sixes. Definitely.
For sixes, yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, with next week TBD, because I didn't do my research beforehand because I forgot that phase 2 is a thing. You can at least tomorrow for sure know that there's going to be a hype match, and then we can update you more tomorrow because you'll be there, right? Like who wouldn't be there for Froyo versus Cozy? So don't worry about it. You'll get caught up tomorrow. But for tonight, that'll be it from us. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Jarrett, casting with Space Ghost with Dolphin on production. Thank you and good night.